We see inequality around the world.
Women are deprived of their rights.
Poor people are deprived of food, shelter, and clothing.
People are getting discriminated against because of their religion, gender, and race.
We are inequality defenders, rescuers, and equalizers.
So we can stop this and bring equality.
Let's unite and bring equality.
Let's make posters and banners and share it with everyone.
Let's stand beside the people around us who are facing inequality.
Let's try to make a difference in the living world where there will be no inequality.
Let's use social media, music, and different art forms to inform and aware the people around us. A world where people can live in peace and harmony, embracing brotherhood.
Good morning, respective parents, teachers, and friends. We are very exhilarated to have you here. I'm Zareen from our group Gender Defenders. In my group, there is Wania, Ayana, and Farhan. We will be giving presentations on what we have done on our exhibition. But first, let's know about our group.
Our group name is Gender Defenders because we will be defending against gender inequality, and we chose music as an art form to help reduce gender inequality. Our motto is to defend gender inequality peacefully and promote equality and equity among both the genders.
In this exhibition, we researched on our 3 lines of inquiry using different art forms and taken action based on our research. Now we will be sharing everything with you, so let's start.
Now we will share our unit metrics. Theme: how we express ourselves.
Central idea, music extends our ability to create, reflect, and express our ideas and feelings on inequality.
So now I'll be talking about the lines of inquiry. For this unit, we have 3 lines of inquiry. So the first line of inquiry is, what is gender inequality? The second line of inquiry is, what are the causes and effects of gender inequality? And the third and the last lines of inquiry is, role of music and different art forms to promote gender inequality.
Concepts: form, causation, connection, and perspective.
Related concepts: differences, impact, system, justice, opinion, equality, and empowerment.
ATL, research skills, thinking skills, and social skills.
Profiles: reflective, caring, open-minded.
And this is our unit matrix.
We have done many works following our inquiry cycle. There are 6 stages of the inquiry cycle. They are tuning in. For tuning in, we have looked into the SDGs and we chose to work on the SDG number 5, which is gender equality.
Finding out. For finding out, we have researched on our lines of inquiries and got different informations on it and gained knowledge about the topic through researching on different questions.
Sorting out. Sorting out means we organized and sorted out all the collected information from the finding out stage. We thought about what information is relevant and used it effectively.
In going further, we have decided how to share our knowledge, learnings, and collected information. And so, we made different types of presentations like Powtoon, slide, songs, posters, etc. to share our information.
Making connections. Over this stage, we have thought about how to connect with our real life and make connections between ideas.
Taking action, which is the last stage, and over this stage we have identified how to use these learnings in our real life. That means we took effective actions to support gender equality. We made posters, songs, poems, drawings, and put it on social medias. Now we gender defenders are going to present on our first line of inquiry. Our first line of inquiry is, what is gender inequality?
As you can see, gender inequality is an issue that has caused major problems all around the world. Gender equality basically means not giving equal rights and opportunities to the both genders. Now, let's talk about how we define gender inequality. Gender inequality is a social problem which discriminates both male and female and is mainly seen at workplace where female gets less paid than men.
Let's know more about gender inequality. Now, I'll be talking about gender inequality in the present days and where we mostly see it now. Girls and boys see gender inequality in their homes and communities and in their everyday lives, like in their textbook, in the media, and also among the adults who care for them.
Gender inequality is a very common thing in Bangladesh. So now I will be talking about what gender inequality is in Bangladesh. Gender inequality has been improving a lot in Bangladesh. Inequalities in areas such as education and employment and many other areas remain ongoing problems, so women have little political freedom. In Bangladesh, mostly in villages, women face a lot of gender inequality.
Iceland, which has equal pay legislation, is the most gender equal country in the world according to the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2021. So this is the end of our presentation on the first line of inquiry.
Dear parents, friends, and teachers, now we will be presenting on our third line of inquiry, which is our role to promote gender equality using music and different art forms. We will be saying everything briefly, and the descriptions will be given in our slide. So let's move on to the presentation. There are many ways you can promote gender inequality from occurring. They are favoritism, not pressuring one specific gender to do household chores. Both male and female should be given equal amount of payment. Mothers and other people who are caregivers and have household and family responsibilities should be supported and not discriminated.
There are many organizations that are working to prevent or fight against gender inequality, and they have different achievements. So some of them are UN Women. It supports in achieving global standards of gender equality, and it works closely with civil society organizations and governments to create policies, laws, and services that benefit women. Achievements: fewer women are dying in childbirth, more are holding political office. Over many decades, the UN has made significant progress in advancing gender equality. Women for Women International. Women for Women International is an international women's rights organization that supports the most marginalized women in countries affected by war and conflict. Achievements. So far, the organization has helped more than 478,000 women across the world to rebuild their lives after the war.
Equality Now. Equality Now is a non-governmental organization to advocate for the protection and promotion of the human rights of women and girls. Equality Now works internationally. Some of their achievements are: Equality Now's biggest achievement is that they have successfully changed many laws in many countries, launched different campaigns, and they also have partnered with organizations in nearly every country in the world. Association for Women's Rights in Development, also known as AWIT. They work to achieve gender justice and women's human rights by strengthening the collective voice, impact, and influence of global women's rights advocates, organizations, and movements. So now let's talk about their achievements. They built knowledge in women's rights issues. They strengthened our online community. They helped improve responses to violence against WHRD. They also contributed towards increased and improved coverage of women's rights issues, and organizing the mainstream media.
Womankind Worldwide. Womankind Worldwide has a plan to create an effective and sustainable change of promoting gender equality by ending violence against women and girls in all forms, land ownership, economic freedom, and political freedom. Achievements: Womankind Worldwide directly benefited 103,705 women and indirectly supported more than 12.7 million women. Rise Up. Rise Up activates women and girls to transform their lives, families, and communities for a more just and equitable world through investment in local solutions, strengthening leadership, and building movements. Achievements: Since 2009, Rise Up leaders have advocated for over 120 laws and policies impacting 135 million people in Africa, Latin America, South Asia, and the US, with support from Cummins Inc.
There are many ways we can promote gender equality in different sectors, and from there we will be talking about two sectors, which are education and job. Education. Both girls and boys should be allowed to go to school. In many countries, boys only go to school, but the parents don't let girls to do so, like in Bangladesh. There should be no divisions on school just for girls or just for boys. Teachers should give equal attention to both genders, etc.
Workplace. Equal payments and benefits should be given for both male and female. Equal opportunities should be provided for promotions. The needs of both genders and their ideas should be considered equally. Acceptance and support should be provided rather than discrimination.
There are many different ways we can help these organizations in improving and helping more women and girls who are suffering from gender inequality. And we can help them by taking part in one of the campaigns or professional networks, raise fundraisers to donate money and to build more rehabs and houses, raise awareness in helping. We can arrange more employments for them, and lastly raise fundraisers to donate money for them to buy the needs and to buy other things to donate to schools.
Lastly, now I'll talk about why we think these organizations are important for today's world. Women are the key to sustainable development and quality of life in family. The varieties of roles the women assume in the family are those of wife, leader, administrator, manager, family, income, and last but not least, important, the mother. And the organizations are helping us to do that. And that means the organizations are very important for us. Civil society, particularly women's organizations, play a key role in holding our society and rules rights together. This is the end of our presentation. Hope you all liked it. Thank you.
We have done transdisciplinary works for English, Bangla, and Math, which were based on our topic gender inequality. Now we will share what we did. Our group is mainly focusing on music, and for music we have written poems and songs.
We have done editorial letters for guest speakers, made sentences using unit-related words, and we also made a quiz on quizzes about gender inequality, which had been shared with everyone.
For Bangla, we did many different things on gender inequality. We translated our matrix, we watched the Meena cartoon based on gender inequality, and also wrote reflection, also watched movies about gender inequality. We also wrote unit-related words too.
For maths, we did pie charts and bar graphs on countries with least or most gender inequality, and we also did probability on gender inequality situations. Assessments. We assessed each other in different ways. We made checklists for assessing each other in pairs and while doing self-assessment. We made a rubric for assessing while presenting for our research works and also our group cooperation.
We have taken many actions using different art forms, and I've chosen poems, so now I'll be sharing the poem with you. And the poem's name is Gender Prison. Boys get praised, girls only get raised. They quickly get married, they just stay worried. Roads are gender free for men, roads are gender inequality free for women. People think boys are meant for office work and girls are meant for housework. If boys can learn new things, then girls can also learn new things. Gender is a prison for girls, and gender is hard for them. Gender is not a prison, it is a problem that has arisen.
For my taking action, I have made a poster and I took picture of it and posted it on social media and shared it to everyone to promote gender equality.
For taking action, me and my friend Vania made a Powtoon and shared it on social media. This is our Powtoon.
We also wrote many reflection, which is a very important part of the exhibition process. First, we wrote individual reflections where we focused on how our day went and what did we did on the specific day, what profiles, ATLs, approaches to learning we developed, and more. And we also wrote group reflections weekly. There we wrote what we did for that specific day and how our group work went, our challenges, our success in working with our group members and members that participate and the ones that did not, ways our work could have been better, our learning for that day, and many, many, many more.
This is the end of our presentation. Hope you got to learn something from our presentation today. Gender inequality is a very serious issue nowadays, and it needs to stop. So we need your help. Please raise your voice. Let's end this now. Thank you so much.
Hello, dear friends, teachers, and respected parents. We are the group Race Rescuers, and our topic is on racial inequality, also known as racism. As you can see, our logo is representing races being together united. I am Rahil, representing our group. The members in our group are Anand, Mahir Fida, and of course myself, Rahil Rahman. Let's get started with the videos and presentations. Let's take a look at the unit matrix.
The unit matrix, presented by FIDA. Theme: how we express ourselves. Central idea: music extends our ability to create, reflect, and creatively express our ideas and feelings on inequality. Key concepts: form, causation, connection, and perspective. Related concepts: differences, impact, system, and opinion. Lines of inquiry: what is racial inequality? Causes and effects of racial inequality. Our role and responsibility to use music and other art forms to promote racial inequality.
Our chosen SDG. Our chosen SDG was the 10th SDG, reduce inequalities within and among countries. And our group is specifically focusing on racial inequality from the 10th SDG. The inquiry cycle. It is the cycle of which we follow to inquire and learn. Tuning in is where we tune in to the new topic and unwrap our new matrix. Finding out is when we find out about the topic, starting from the first lines of inquiry. Sorting out is when we sort out the information we got from finding out more information. Going further is when we went further into inquiring and started with the second and third line of inquiry. Then making connections was when we made connections not only with the learning we got from going further, but from the learnings we had for this whole unit, starting from tuning in till going further. And taking action is when we take action based on the whole learning, starting from the tuning in till making connections.
Lines of Inquiry 1. Racial inequality is basically when people get discriminated against for their race and they get lower rights for that just for their religion or skin color. This is a worldwide problem which people have been trying to fix but can't. Most people face it because they get lower rights for their skin color, and many people are trying to fix it but there are still people who think that way. Racial inequality started many years ago when people got discriminated because of their religion or just their skin color, which led them to get lower rights. Occurrence of racial inequality and where does it happen? Racial inequality happens in a society when in the society a person is discriminated just because of their skin color or just because of their religion. People get lower rights, they don't get jobs, and are often treated badly by the society.
Parents, we have seen what is racial inequality and its occurrence, but now we are going to see how racial inequality is handled in Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh is actually one of the countries which handle it really poorly, and the discrimination is mainly on skin color, but there are also other discriminations too. I will give you one example, and it is religious extremists in Bangladesh. They are discriminating Hindus, which should not be done. So basically, people who have dark skin are stereotyped as ugly and on some occasions, and people who have brighter skin are mostly stereotyped as nice, like pretty or handsome. People give the dark skinned people low rights, or Hindus or refugees, and people get low salaries just because of their skin color or region or religion, and they are treated badly all over society. Now, what is the overall understanding on racial inequality? So, our group's main overall understanding on racial inequality is that people get discriminated in many ways, and racial inequality is one of them. People get lower rights just because of their skin color or just because of their religion or their region, and it affects people in different ways, and none of it is a good impact, and people should not be discriminated against, especially based on race. But as the mindset of people goes, they think different races are inferior. Because of that mindset, racial inequality is a major issue around the world. That is why we have to take actions to fix this major issue.
Racial inequality is a worldwide issue happening almost everywhere in the world. But there are many causes to it. But what are the causes? The causes are pretty easy to understand. Racism is because of people having new stereotypes. One incident was made by a few people, and then a few days later or a few weeks later, that race was discriminated against by the whole world. A few examples are, in the US there are quite a lot of gangs with a lot of black people from those gangs. So because of that, in most Western countries, most black people's reputation have been ruined. Then because of the 9/11 incident, a lot of people think all Muslims are terrorists. Then the most religious extremists, especially in Bangladesh, Hindus are discriminated against because they're from a different religion. These are stereotypes of people, and this is why racism is here. Effects of racial inequality. Racism has had a lot of effects. All of the effects are negative, and no positive effects came from racism. Racism creates new hatred. It creates hatred for the race getting discriminated against and new stereotypes of war. It damages people mentally because they are getting hatred just because of their race. And in some cases, actually, no, in a lot of cases, it causes a lot.
Research on the third lens of inquiry. Our roles and responsibilities to use music and other art forms to promote racial inequality. Ways music can stop spreading racial inequality. Number one, we can make different songs on racial inequality to help spread the message, and the youth generation also hear the songs. That is why when they get the knowledge through that songs, they can share it amongst most people they know and share how racial inequality affects other people. Number two, the song will let the youth generation know about the problems, and they can know that racial inequality isn't only about joking people's skin color and also how it affects many people's lives, and action should be taken soon. Number three, at this time many people are stuck at home and most people use YouTube or other apps like that to pass time. We can create songs about racial inequality and how it's a threat to many people on earth by browsing through the internet. At least 1 to 7 million people can watch that song and spread information gathered in the song to other people. They can spread it, and that's how we can decrease racial inequality. Thank you. Maths transdisciplinary skills. And for maths transdisciplinary skills, I'm doing a paragraph on the given statistics. On the 12th of July 1998, USA, there was a poll taken where people would vote whether American society is racist or not. 56% of the people said they are not racist, while the other 40% said that they are racist. And the other 4% of course did not vote. Of course the situation had improved, but American society is still racist. Most effects are that they don't get equal rights or equal paycheck over the darker skinned people, and there are many rights they don't get. And in this paragraph you can see that there's a lot of black people in the world and most of them don't get the equal rights. And this is the chart of the white skinned people who get most of the rights in their lives, and these are the mixed skinned people who don't get rights, but it's still lower than the darker skinned people. More than 50% of the people get inequality, and the other 3% people are rich or politician people in the black community. The high salary, but the 50% faces a lot of inequality. 30% or less people are mixed and people, and they don't face as much inequality, but it's still lower than the dark skinned people. And the 20 to 30% people are white and get equal rights and more rights than the darker skinned people and the tan skinned people. Thank you.
কালো তুচ্ছ রঙের একজন ছেলে আমি, নাম আমার রাকেশ। জীবনে কালো হয় জন্মনো আমার অন্যায়, আর সেই অন্যায় করার কারণে ভুগে যাচ্ছি আমি। 1 জুন 2001, কুমিল্লা জেলায় আমার জন্ম। খুব ভালো স্কুলে পড়ি, পড়াশোনাও করি অনেক ভালো। মা বাবার একমাত্র আদরের ছেলে আমি। জীবনে আমার সব আছে, নাই শুধু পরিষ্কার রং। পরীক্ষায় ফুল মার্কস পেলেও কম করে দেয়, খেলায় ফার্স্ট হলেও সেকেন্ড করে দেয়। বন্ধুরা মিলে আমাকে মজা করে কাল্লু রাকেশ ডাকে। আসলে ওদের এই মজাটা আমার একদম ভালো লাগে না, তাও কিছু বলতে পারি না। এই পর্যন্ত রঙের কারণে অনেক কিছু ভুগে আসছি, অনেকে হাসাহাসি করে, সবাই তরফ থেকে আসে ফর্সা হওয়ার পরামর্শ। রংটার মানুষ আমাকে ভয় পায়। এই রঙের কারণে আমি ময়লা, সুন্দর না। বলার মতো আমার কাছে আছে আরো অনেক কিছু, কিন্তু দুনিয়ার খাতায় একটি প্রশ্ন ছেড়ে রেখে যেতে চাই। কালো হওয়া কি আমার দোষ? আমি তো নিজেকে তৈরি করি নাই, তাহলে আমাকে কেন আলাদা চোখে দেখা হয়? আমিও মানুষ, আর সব মানুষ এক সমান। যুগত এর সামনে শুধু আমার ও আমার মতো সকল মানুষের সম্মান চাই, ভালোবাসা চাই, সব ব্যবহার চাই, আর কিছু না।
Once upon a time, there was a boy called Admir Falain. He was a 17-year-old high school boy who was French black. In his school days, he faced a lot of racism from different people and he had no friends. He was often judged by his skin color and he used to sit with another black boy named Joseph Rogan. They used to sit for lunch every day, and one day a very bad thing happened to Admir. He lost his scholarship just because of his skin color. They didn't care about Admir's applications even though the applications were very good. He was heartbroken and he went to his friend Joseph. He explained all the things that happened to him because of his skin color. Joseph explained to him that it's racism and many people like them face these because of their skin color, religion or ethnic groups, and we have to solve this worldwide problem soon.
Cause every time, yeah, they come around, yeah, they test my mind, they make me feel like hell. Worry about those cops, yeah, the way to stretch, yeah, see what it does, yeah. I get those that twice every time, yeah. I need to save it, stop all the racism. I get those that twice every time, yeah. I'm different, but only on the outside.
I get those deserts every time, yeah, just cause I'm black. Yeah, run and run. Why don't we? I'm a member of the creed. I be sipping from the haters of racism. I'm gonna take you up, break from the hate. System's open up and mindset. You can go on and call it bad respect. The people just don't need to sin. They do things because of the wrong line. They think they had the job just because of the reason. Oh no, I can't do this now. They surround me and they try to arrest me. Just growing in the city, don't get messed around. They gonna pull up on you. We ain't going to change it to me. Yeah, cause we ain't to
I hate interviewing days. It's just so hard to find the perfect candidate. Anyways, I'm just gonna start my day. Hello, Jessica. Send in the first candidate. Hello, sir. I am Robert Smith, and I have applied for the fry cook position. Oh, Robert Smith. I was expecting a little different. I'm not sure what do you mean by different. Never mind about that. Sir, I can assure you that I am well experienced at this job, and I am confident that I will be the right fit for you. The only thing I know you guys are good at is committing crimes. What do you try to mean by that, sir? I thought I am here for a job interview. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So stop playing dumb. Sir, you must not judge me by my race. It does not matter what my color or my ethnicity is. My qualifications should define me well enough. I do not want to work under a boss like you or here, so I'm going to find work somewhere else. So goodbye. You can keep your job to yourself. Goodbye. Good luck with that. Who does he think he is anyways? Jessica, send in the next candidate. Hello, sir. I'm Sarah Richardson, and I have gladly applied for the fry cook position. That's a very tough job, and I'm not sure that you can handle all the pressure. You know, the job actually carries a lot of pressure with it. Sir, please don't underestimate me just because I'm a woman. I have handled tough responsibility like this before very easily. You're just bluffing, and however, if you're somehow saying the truth, then I can hire you for minimum wage, and you know it's $9 per hour. Sir, that's just not fair because even though you know that I am qualified for the job, you still want to pay me minimum wage just because I am a woman. But I should get same as whatever you would offer to a man. I'm sorry, lady. You either take it or leave it because you should be really thankful that I'm offering you a job in the first place. Sorry, sir, but I would rather leave it. I would prefer not to work under a boss who does not respect women. Bye. Hey, Jessica, send in the next candidate, and it better be a suitable one. Hello, sir. I am Kevin Sky, and I am here for the job interview, and I think I am the best candidate for the job. From what I've seen today, you certainly are the best. Excuse me, sir. I am unable to relate. Never mind. It's just so hard to find the right candidate. Can you tell me what experience you have? I have worked at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and KFC, and every manager has a good opinion on me. Ah, well, I think I just found the right candidate. Do you think $15 an hour is a good salary for you? Sir, I will think about it and let you know my decision. Okay, I will wait for your decision, and hopefully I will see you soon again. Thank you, sir. Goodbye, sir. The thing that man did to you was really unfair. He judged you only because you're a woman, and I think that is really unfair. He also judged me just based on my race. Just because I'm a black person, he discriminated me and called me a criminal. Hello, I am Kevin. I overheard everything you guys just said, and I feel really bad for you guys. I don't want to work for this man because overhearing what he did to you, I won't feel comfortable working under him. And I think we should protest against this because whatever he did to you guys, it was really bad. It was discriminating you guys just because of your race or your gender. So we should really protest against this. Thank you for sticking around to watch our videos. Hopefully you've learned something interesting about racism, and hopefully you will be able to apply the learning in real life. Thank you again for listening and watching all the videos of the group.
So now we will be presenting our unit metrics to you. Our theme was how we express ourselves. Our theme descriptor is an inquiry into the way we reflect on, extend, and enjoy our creativity. Our central idea is music extends our ability to create, reflect, and creatively express our ideas and feelings on inequality. Our lines of inquiries are: what is wealth inequality, causes and effects of wealth inequality, our responsibility to use art forms and music to promote wealth inequality. Our key concepts are form, causation, connection, and responsibility. Our related concepts are empowerment, inclusion, discrimination, policy, equality, credibility, accountability, legitimacy, migration, and financial flow. Why did we choose reducing wealth inequality? We chose this issue because it is an undeniable issue which cannot be solved, but we can reduce economical and financial differences in this world. We want to find effective strategies to reduce wealth inequality and differences in this world. This is our logo for wealth.
True. Well, in tuning in, we first pick a topic, and what did we choose? We chose wealth inequality. In the next part of our inquiry cycle, we researched the topic, also known as finding out. We did some research and we gathered all that data and put it in our line of inquiry presentation, so you may all see. We gathered all our sources, etc., to make sure you all know that we got it from verifiable sources. After that, we sort out our research findings, which we already did, and we analyzed what we researched and found the best data, the most trustable data, and gave them in the form of the presentation. After that, we verify our info with sources like guest speakers, which is called going further. We had a guest speakers session on June 1st, and one of our member, Alija, on the behalf of the entire group, ask some questions. After that, we prepare a presentation where we start making our conclusions, and this is the stage where we get the idea of the video, we edit the video, things like that. After that, finally, we go into taking action. We finally present our video and take action, which we promised we would in the presentation. For this
Our household. This may include financial assets such as bonds and stocks, property, and private pension rights. But how is wealth connected to inequality? Well, wealth inequality therefore refers to an unequal distribution of economic variables within a group of individuals. You may think that other inequalities aren't connected to wealth inequality, but everything actually influences it. Enough economical inequalities can transform a democracy into a plutocracy, a society ruled by the rich. Look around yourself. In your day-to-day life, you will notice many individuals who think themselves as superior and like to show off their political power and economical status. Inherited wealth can be particularly damaging, creating, in effect, an economical caste system that inhibits social mobility and undercuts equality of opportunity. It is the mindset of people who think people who suffer from poverty or are even slightly financially unstable are inferior to them. It is concerned in almost all countries around the world, and often people are trapped in poverty with little chance to climb up the social ladder. The coronavirus crisis is only worsening the poverty and inequality among the societies. During the pandemic, people who work in low-pay sectors are suffering more than those who work in high-pay sectors. Even things like land theft, the recent burning issue about the war between Palestine and Israel, which is happening because of religious differences. You can see that Israel is getting financial and military aid from a lot of non-Muslim countries, and Palestine is suffering. It is hurting school-going
So when did wealth inequality first take place? So the answer is wealth inequality started over 7,000 years ago. But the rise of wealth inequality started from 1970s. The top 1% share of the income before transfers and taxes has been rising since the late 1970s, but in the recent decades has climbed to levels not seen since the 1920s. The vast majority of increase at the time was.
Our second line of inquiry is causes and effects of wealth inequality. So the causes of wealth inequality are differences in education levels. Since education and wealth are closely linked, differences in education levels also account for significant differences in income and wealth levels. For instance, if you have a high level of education, you will have a much easier time finding a well-paying job compared to someone who only has a low level of education. Heritages. Extraordinary high level of wealth are often not due to work, but rather due to big heritages. For instance, if you inherit a big farm, you will receive a huge income every year without actually having to work for it. Tax advantages. In some countries, it is easier to accumulate wealth than in others due to lower income or wealth tax rates. For instance, if you live in a country where you spend almost half of your total income on income tax and social security, chances are that it will take you quite a long time to save a significant amount of money. Political motives. Money is not only a medium for buying pretty things, it also implies significant levels of power. Therefore, some countries may not even have an interest to increase the wealth level of poor countries, since they fear losing their power once the developing countries turn into industrialized ones. Globalization. Even though globalization has significant upsides, it also poses some problems, especially for poor developing countries, which are often exploited by the Western world. For instance, there are still many companies that do not care about fair labor and also pay quite low wages in poor countries.
What are the positive sides of wealth inequality? There are some advantages, but there aren't a lot. If a person earns, he can provide for others. Like if a person opens a business, becomes a millionaire, he can provide jobs for low earners. Entrepreneurs require rewards. They could get money for opening and making new business to provide to the other people. Fairness is also one, like a person does art for a living in front of the people. He gets paid $10,000 a month. Then the people who watch him have to pay the same amount of money, making it fair to others, etc.
We have done a lot of transdisciplinary tasks during our PIP exhibition. Here are some of mine. We have watched the movie Knives Out. In here, I have written a brief reflection on this movie focused on wealth inequality. For maths, I have made a bar graph and a pie chart on Excel. It is based on wealth inequality across different continents of the world. বাংলার জন্য আমি একজন গার্মেন্টস কর্মীর আত্মজীবনী লিখেছি। আমরা যখন বৈষম্য নিয়ে গবেষণা করছিলাম তখন দেখতে পেলাম আমাদের দেশের অর্থনীতিতে গার্মেন্টস সেক্টরের একটি বিশাল অবদান আছে। দেশের প্রায় 4.5 মিলিয়ন মানুষ এখানে কাজ করে। এর মাঝে 80% হলো নারী। আজকে আমি এমনই একজন গার্মেন্টস কর্মী জমিলার কথা আপনাদের শোনাবো। আমার নাম জুবিলা। আমি ঢাকার একটি গার্মেন্টসে কাজ করি। দিনে আমার 8 ঘন্টা কাজ করার কথা, কিন্তু আমাকে 12 ঘন্টা কাজ করতে হয়। এত কষ্ট করেও আমি মাসে 8,000 টাকা বেশি আয় করতে পারি না। আমার খুব দুঃখ হয় যখন আমি দেখি আমার পুরুষ সহকর্মী আমার থেকে কম কাজ করেও বেশি টাকা আয় করে। মাঝে মাঝে মনে হয় আমি যদি কোনো ধনী পরিবারে জন্ম নিতে পারতাম তাহলে আমার জীবনটি বুঝি এমন হতো না। আমি অন্যদের মতন একটু লেখাপড়া শিখতে পারতাম। বাবা মা যদি অল্প বয়সে আমাকে বিয়ে দিত না তাহলে আমার জীবনটা এত কষ্ট হতো না। আজ আমি আমার পরিবার নিয়ে প্রতিনিয়ত যুদ্ধ করে চলেছি।
We're gonna show you our final presentation, which was made in the video game Roblox. Hope you enjoy. So hey guys, welcome to the presentation from Group 2C Wealth Equalizers. My name's Ayman and I'm the one who made the majority of this work. So my group mates are Alija, Fariza and Zawad, and I'm the person who recorded and edited this video. But I'd also like to give credits to Mahib and Fida from Group 2C, who I helped out in their exhibition presentation.
Sadly, Mahib isn't here.
So thank you for your comment, Fida, on the video. So let's get right to the chase, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. One day, Aliyah decided to get some more money, so she went to go work at McDonald's. She passed her interview with flying colors and she moved on to work the next week. After 1 month of working and doing a good job, she and her partner get their first paycheck. They were both excited until Alija saw that she got $3 less than her partner, and she was very furious as they thought the owner of the franchisee McDonald's was discriminating against her, as she did the same amount of work as her teammate but got less money. So she went home and started to take. So Alija gets a local job at her McDonald's, and now we will cut to 3 weeks later. This part was cut out and is.
Our third line of inquiry is our responsibility to use different art forms and music to promote wealth equality. We decided to take action to make changes in the world, one step at a time. Our group members have individually taken action by speaking up on their social platforms, by making websites, posters, artworks, and songs. Start from yourself. Help the people surrounding you who are facing wealth inequality, like the beggars in the street. Don't ignore them. Try to give them their basic rights, because you make the world a better place by making yourself a better person.
How did we apply our language skills, mathematical skills, critical and creative thinking skills in our exhibition? We need many different skills for working on exhibition. We have applied language skills as we did transdisciplinary works in Bangla and English. We had to write sentences, passages, autobiographies, and many other things, and by that we applied lots of language skills. We also needed mathematical skills as we have another transdisciplinary, which is maths. We showed it through making bar graphs, pie charts, probability, and more on inequalities. The most important skill, creative thinking skill. We applied it a lot as we were especially working on music and different art forms to help reduce gender inequality. We have made posters, written and sang songs, made poems, done dramas, etc. And this way we have applied creative thinking skills. For critical thinking skills, we used it while working in groups, while doing research work, while taking action and more. Because we have analyzed, made decisions, solved problems, evaluated on different situations every time we work together.
How the PIP exhibition contributes in the students' holistic development. So the PIP exhibition actually contributes a lot in the students' holistic development because it's a unit created by us students on a worldwide issue. So by the exhibition, we can know about our issues very deeply and the problems around the world, and we can try to make a change so we can make the world a better place. And the PIP exhibition also develops our research skills and mainly our communication skills because as you know that in this time of exhibition, it's online because of the pandemic and communication is a lot harder. So we develop our communication skills with our teachers and friends, and also it develops our presentation skills because in this exhibition we have to present all our research work, so it really develops our presentation skills. Thank you.
How has the PIP exhibition changed us as a human being? The PIP exhibition has indeed changed us positively as a human being. During our PIP exhibition, we're given our free will to choose an alerting issue severely affecting the world. Following the inquiry cycle, we inquire deeply about the selected issue. During every step of the inquiry cycle, we can change our perspective of other people and the world. For example, when researching about the inequality issue, we identified different causes and effects. After inquiring about this, we thought what steps could we take to reduce this issue? How can I help the people around me? With the help of extensive research, we found that effective ways we can help reduce this issue. We didn't stop right there. We applied the information in our lives. We started helping the people around us facing this issue. Therefore, by applying our knowledge in a peer cause, we changed ourselves as a better human being. We help people who are struggling to get their basic rights. Taking action for the betterment of others or ourselves have changed us as a better human being.
How are we guided and supported by our mentors and parents throughout the exhibition? Our mentors discussed with us on topics related to inequality and also hired a guest speaker for us to ask questions and to see as how normal people face and see gender inequality in real life. And they did support us on equality and corrected us and guided us when we did wrong on the presentation. And parents always encouraged us and monitored us to see if we are doing anything wrong or even doing the actual work, and then also correcting us and help us if we ask them any questions for inequality related to research work.
So, what are some real life connections that I identified throughout our PRP exhibition? And so, some of them are: we can solve problems with effective procedures. We have to work together when given the opportunity and arise. We learned that communicating through talking is the best way to communicate. We face problems like information, change in beliefs, communication, electricity, and cyberspace issues, and so on. Thank you.
Why did we choose music and different art forms to present our learning? Well, we use music and different art forms for our P5P exhibition as people can relate with music, and music can stand for a long time. It stood the test of time already. We can still listen to many old music from the past, and we can make our own music, and we can also make our own art forms which people can see way into the future, and as people know these, they can relate with these and actually start supporting it. Thank you.
What are some of our best or major learnings from the PYP exhibition and how we plan to sustain our learning for future learning? We have learned different and new things in our exhibition. Our best or major learnings are: we got to know more about different issues or SDGs around the world and how we can help them. We learned how to make videos and then edit them properly. We learned to make proper and formal presentations. We had the opportunity to demonstrate our profiles and show our skills. We learned to be independent and work ourselves, be self-dependent and cooperate while working in group. We learned to work together and be social. And these learnings will be very helpful in future because when we grow older, we will do jobs or business and we need to make a lot of presentations, PPTs, and we need to edit them also. And so these learnings are going to be very helpful for us. Also, in the future, we need to cooperate with our colleagues or group mates or whoever we work with, and for that, we need to learn how to do it, for which we need social skills. We have to be self-dependent and not rely on others. The exhibition taught us many things which we will be able to use in our future.
What challenges we faced throughout the exhibition? Now, some of the challenges we faced throughout the exhibition were, first of all, editing the videos were a little bit challenging because some videos we just put our voiceover over the video where we lip synced, so that was a challenging part. Then, when group members did not cooperate, it was a little hard to manage. But to overcome the problem of group members not cooperating, we try to encourage them into cooperating with us and doing the work, and we would peer pressure them, and that would give them that would make them cooperate and do the work with us. Now, for the editing part, we tried to learn how to edit properly, and using our learning, we edited our videos.
What different opportunities for agency did we enjoy in our exhibition? Throughout our exhibition, we got many opportunities and did a lot of activities. From those activities, we were able to learn a lot of new things and how to collaboratively work with each other. Out of all the activities and opportunities we did, some of them we enjoyed the most were guest speaker session. We enjoyed the guest speaker session as it was very interactive and informative. We got to learn new things about different inequalities and how they are all connected. Editing our videos. We enjoyed editing our videos as we learned new ways to edit and create videos and even collaboratively work using different apps and websites. Transdisciplinary tasks. We enjoyed doing our transdisciplinary tasks as we were able to connect our learning about gender inequality with our other subjects and apply our music, mathematical, IT, and language skills. Research. We did research on our lines of inquiries through which we learned many new things which we could use in the future. Presentations. We also enjoyed giving presentations because that's how we shared and displayed all of our research with others and what we inquired and learned.